Hey, welcome everyone to another session of Stepping Up and Stepping Out, making 2021 your best year yet. And I gotta say, no matter what's going on your phone, on your computer, in the newspaper, in your head, especially in your head, that that's a dangerous place for a lot of us. And I knew for many years when I lived within my own head and I didn't get the help of other minds to take me out of an otherwise kind of a, I was dangerous to myself, my own thinking. Some people, the first thing comes to my mind is stinking thinking, right? So that our thinking is hard to control, right? I actually have a training on mind management, but that's another day and another place. But that's not what I'm going to talk about. I will talk about mind management always because that's how we walk above all the noise around us, all the challenge, and all the things that might stumble us up, trip us up along the way when we're working to meet goals, desires, dreams that we've had. Sometimes it's for many years, and we don't get to where we want to go. And there's a point where we have to just step up and we got to step out of the noise and the toxicity of the world where it is and what it presents to us and use that as an opportunity so we can do what it is that we really want to do. So, in today's episode, I want to talk about the new moon and the full moon. Why the new moon and the full moon? That is our key indicator, like when you're doing trading, online trading, commodity trading, crypto trading, there are key indicators that when you pay attention, you win more. You can take the right actions, right? So when we come to the foundation of our life, of where we hang out, where we live, what we have to ask currently, what is in our foundation? What is our purpose in life? Are we fulfilling our true purpose? Or are we filling somebody else's purpose that we thought was good for us, but it didn't work well for us? There's so many inspiring people online and telling us to do things a certain way. Like you got to do it this way and this and this. And when you follow that, you're no longer following your heart, right? You're following what works with them. Or maybe it doesn't even work for them, but it made money for them. So this isn't about making money, but it is partly about making money and partly about your fitness and mostly about your mindset so that you can take care of the health and the wealth in your life. So until you get the tools and the training, you train yourself, you build the habits that allow you to say, hey, man, I wake up every day and I see this, and I see this, and I see this, and I'm being dealt this hand and that hand. And it's not something that actually lifts us up, it's another damn challenge. So what do we do with it? We build a dam, our own dam to keep that stuff out, and we walk above on the edge of that dam. We look over all that noise, all that flood that seems to be coming, the flood in the head. the flood of the news, the flood of changes, the flood and the feed of all the information that we don't need to know. And it's easy to forget who we are because we're pulled in God knows how many different directions. And how much can we absorb? How much can we do? I mean, that's why your purpose, my purpose, our purpose, they're all different in life. But at the core, it's so that we feel good, we're happy, we have energy, and we live into our life the best way we can. And there's so many little tricks and tips to walk above the noise. And I just want to talk about a few here. And first of all, though, we have to measure. We have to keep ahead of ourselves and make sure we don't lose focus on what is really important to us. So, our purpose. What is your purpose? What what do you get up in the morning for? What do you go out the front door or the back door if you do? And what do you do in your day? What's your purpose of your activities? Do they serve you? Do they serve the ones you love? Do they serve the community? Or do they serve them all? But most importantly, it's like when you're flying on a plane, comes full circle and it seems like it's selfish, but yes, you have to be selfish to a certain degree in life to be able to be unselfish, right? You have to take care of the self, yourself, ourselves. We have to, when you're flying and the window blows out of the plane and you lose your capacity to breathe because the pressure is messed up. If you go to help and rescue everybody else and you can't breathe and you pass out, you're not helping anybody because you're overwhelmed. So you've got to put on that mask and start breathing, equalize pressure, get your oxygen, right? So you have to take care of number one. Is that selfish, selflessly selfish? Because you've got to take care of the machine, the body, the tool that's going to help other those around you and help you have your better life. So take care of number one. Get your house in order. So on the new moon and the full moon, I came into 2016 and I'm thinking, I had this TV studio at my fingertips. What could I do? And I was doing some changing and revamping and working on my business and on myself. Because quite frankly, 2008 to 2012 were kind of tough years with business. When your business is tough, it affects a lot of other things or, your income. We all know, right? About how money affects our lives. We need it. It's a tool. That's that. So when we have to repurpose and we have to restructure and make changes in our life, we have to go full circle to what is the purpose of what I was doing before that's not quite working in the same way. Doesn't mean I have to stop doing that thing, but maybe I have to change the way that I do it to get the funds that I was getting before to get and live the life that I want to live. So if you want to go to a gym, it costs money, right? If you like a gym, you can always go outside and run, fresh air. Sometimes it's too cold. You can't be running in sweat outside, but some people do. I don't recommend it. And I'm not a doctor here, but I think I've had pneumonia once, and I understand how I got it. And I can tell you, going in the frigid cold sweating with a t-shirt on and going in the warm heat and doing that for many hours does not serve you well, and it is a platform for pneumonia. And if you like sitting in ice cold tubs of water, then that's the solution for pneumonia. Drop that temperature. It worked. I'm here. Thank goodness. So we have to adjust, and so it costs money to get in that gym. I know they shut it off, but that's them, and those are those people that actually I believe they don't even want you to be healthy. Because if they really wanted you to be healthy, they would tell you go out in the sunshine, get fresh air, get exercise, and move. Not don't go to the gym, lock yourself in the house and breathe recycled air. If you live in an apartment building, you're kind of screwed if you're trying to avoid some kind of an illness. So my common sense says that whole prescription of health and safety doesn't work. But let's go back to the full circle of our health. What we need to do, we just have to break the rules. Those aren't rules, those are things that people suggest we do. So today has changed. We can get out, we can live. And on the new moon in 2016, I decided why, when I'm doing my New Year's resolution, does it fade? When I want to do this, this, and this, I only accomplish one thing out of my list. I haven't found the power inside to keep me going through an entire year because the next New Year's resolution at midnight on 2016 for 2017 is 12 months away. That's a lot of distraction, 12 months. And I said, how can I love the moon, the full moon. I mean, like, I'm a moon sign. And I sell a lot of sterling silver jewelry, the metal of the moon. Ironically, it's just the way it is. So I go to the seaside. I don't care, summer, winter, February, January. I used to love to go to Ocean City in February, in January, and only spirits were there under the full moon. Cold, brisk, and the seas crashing. Sometimes not such big waves. And the magic is there. And I saw that full moon, and that full moon's every 28 days, right? Sometimes 13 times in a year. And it's preceded by a new moon. And the moons are regulated by magnetism, and they raise the tide, lower the tide, increase the energy, decrease the energy. I mean, logic says to me, there's a lot of magic and power in the moon and in magnetism. We got to know that. We got to know. They can't deny it just because you can't see it. You hit a switch, the lights go on, but you can't deny that there's electricity there just because you can't see the electricity. So, moving on to why the full moon. It wasn't the new moon, also. But for a habit to take place, we need to repeat it, build a strong habit, 3 weeks to change the old and build the new. You need 3 weeks to develop that habit. So when I look back over the years, not that I failed so much, but there were things that I always wanted to do and I forgot about because I got busy and I didn't keep my track on my goals. They just, life happened. I had no coaching, no guidance, no switch much bigger than my phone that I would have to program as an alarm, my daily runner that I have to open every day. I don't really use it every day. My notebook, I don't have that good habit. And other things like calendars and computers. And I just didn't, bad habits. So I said, how can I win? How can I really keep on track for my purpose? And and that leads to really good opportunities in our life, in our health, and it gives us more meaning when we're living into our real purpose, not being distracted by other people's purposes, ideas, needs, wants, And then we wonder why we're uncomfortable because we're trying to live somebody else's stuff. So you define that, right? You've got to define what it is that you want. So there's a lot of tools. I've got a lot of tools here. So you've got goals from the beginning of the year. Most people do. Here it is. It's November. Still a couple of months left. If there's something in your goals that is, you either gave up on because you started, you forgot about it, and you got on to something else, just revisit that list. So with the full moon every 28 days, I decided I'll use it as a switch, not the phone. Sometimes the phone, yeah. I'll use it as a switch, as well. Now I got to do a seminar, right? Now I got to show up for that and stay on track. Then I said, that's 4 weeks. A habit is 3 weeks. Ah, maybe certainly not as powerful as a full moon, but it's a new moon. And there's a thing, an app called Moon Giant, and I use it all the time when I want to know where's the energy of the moon. So the new moon is a great time to start new projects, even though they're old. Maybe you didn't address them for many months, so it becomes kind of new. But you implement on the new moon. But it's not the reason why I chose the new moon, because the new moon and the full moon are 14 days, 2 weeks roughly apart. So if I kept on track with the new moon, full moon, most calendars, even paper calendars, have the new moon and the full moon on it. I'm reminded. I look up in the sky. A new, just a slim crescent moon is there. That's the new moon. Time for me, if I missed the darkness of the new moon or I missed the message of the new moon, that the full moon is the big bright light switch in the sky, online, on social media. People take pictures of it all the time, are in they're engaged with it because it's so beautiful, so powerful. We all know about the full moon, right? Raises tides, raises everybody's energy. And that's the time you implement and you start really full into the habits that you want to build and your life's purpose. So if you got off track, I'm here to nudge you. And sometimes I'm here to hit with a big hammer because some people need it. I needed it. You could talk to me. There was a day where I knew what I'm supposed to do and I didn't do it. I knew, yes, I know all this. This is what, and I didn't feel like it, didn't want to. But so you need to write down a list that pulls you forward towards from within, right? From your purpose in life, what you want to do, and then how you want to show up with that, and how you'll implement meaning to that purpose, and how you can generate the energy to be more vibrant and alive while you're focusing on those things you want to do. You think about your purposes that you really like, you really want, you got to engage with it and write a list and get it down every day. Look at it. A 3x5 card, your purpose. Put it by your bed. Put it in your pocket. Put it in your pocketbook. Put it on a mirror. Oh my God, I had 3x5 cards all over the place. I still got them. I have lots of 3x5 cards. I have notebook pads. I love to write. They're everywhere. They're in color. There's still some up behind me that I wrote years ago. Why? That message. I see it click. I see it. I don't really like stop and read it, but I see it subconsciously. That message, boom, powers me up. It gets me over that moment that I otherwise may consciously just forget, the subconscious message of the cards, bright colored cards, you put your message on them. I have a basket of them that I've written over the years, which I believe is now in my company because I made a book of quotes for you, for me, called The Gems for the Journey. And these are the little gems that have empowered me for more than 30 years, 40 years. And I wrote them down and I put them all over my walls when I really needed them. I had more. This was my art in my living room, of all things, my office, in my hallways, on my mirrors. Why? I did not when I meant change, I meant change. And I fell off change so many times. I fell off the habit. I got excited. I started moving. And then, well, I fizzled out. I lost my energy. I lost my power. I lost my purpose. You got to keep it in front of you. The why, the meaning of life to you. You say, Peter, I don't know what the meaning of life really. That's serious because you're treading water and just showing up, breathing, moving. And that's what some people do, just go from one screen to another screen. That they don't really have a life. They're watching everybody else's. And I I don't know if it's okay or not because I don't do it. I never had a TV. My parents had a TV, a black and white, and then they couldn't stand that. I thought, well, they should have a color TV. And when I worked on merchant ships and I made enough money, the very first thing I did was buy them a color TV. I wanted to give back to those people that gave me so much. I didn't need, I had everything I needed. I I mean, really it's all inside, but I bought stuff. I bought nice cars and rented nice houses and traveled in nice business class around the world and went to all the places I want. I mean, I made enough. I made plenty. And so what is your purpose? I mean, if you just want to go give and contribute to people and make the world a better place, it does still takes some money, right? So if you don't have the money to go to the gym or the money to do the things you need to do to meet those purposes that serve you, make you feel good, and you show up in the world and you're feeling your best and you influence people that are around you, but more importantly, yourself, that you're ahead of the game and you're feeling good. And people wonder how in these times can that person have a smile on his face or her face? How do they things are so bad or they no, you got to put your list up there. What's the first thing you want to focus on? Well, your attitude, because if the attitude is like spiraling down and it's always focused on the less than useful, you could call it the negative, or I call it the less than positive, because I like my mind to resonate and ring the word positive. So I say, well, that's less than positive. I don't say that's bad. I try to keep that word out of my mind, even that word try. I work hard to keep the less than useful words out of my consciousness and do not vibrate them. If they're not in your head, they can't exist. And if you're reading something like I'll read a book, right? And when I'm reading it, it says you. Now I cross it out and I write I, me, my, I gotta, I will, not I'll try, I will, I'll do it. I'll do it. And I may not get the results I want, but I'll do it again. And sometimes it might take years, years. So what? What are we here for? Our purpose. We are here. There's no rush. I, some people might think. I read this. They go like life is short. So I don't use that as a motivational. I don't. I don't think life is short. I think life is good and full. I don't see a limit anyplace. I don't see a limit. I see living into the day, living the day to your fullest, and not saying, "Well, it's short, so what's the use of it?" Or "It's short, so you better take action now before it ends." I mean, hello? No, I mean that just leave that stuff someplace else because that to me is like an anchor. So don't mind me, I'm stretching. I did some extra work in the gym and I'm feeling it. So some new machines. I don't like gyms, but I found some machines I like and they're inside a gym. What do I got to do? I got to adjust my attitude and say, look at these machines. They give me what I want. So I have to go inside a gym. But the thing is, it's kind of exclusive and there's not a lot of people there. So build the life the way you want to build it. Okay. And that was a gift, that gym, that if I look out the window, I'm looking at the ocean. I'm like, really? Because I took action. And because I wanted that, and I raised my vibration, I kept the vibration positive no matter what. I learned this from somebody else. They taught me, Peter, if you're happy, even in the toughest of times, good things will happen. You can't let your happiness be based on your bank account, based on anything other than your happiness. Your joy inside should not be like my joy doesn't go away if I don't have the fruit that I don't want on the table. I'll find something else that will satisfy me or meet those needs. I don't get upset and depressed. No, I find a replacement, a solution, because in the midst of happiness, that stuff just goes off. And with it washes off like what do they say? Like a water off a duck or something. This less than useful energy goes to other places. And you build your own protection. You build your own fortress, your own energy. Now you're generating your own energy. And as you go through this and adding meaning to your purpose, that gives it even more power. As you put more meaning to your purpose, the opportunities that you think only other people could have, or you think, wow, that's so far away, or that you never knew existed. People show up, things show up, the phone ring. You just never know. When you raise your energy and give your life more positive meaning, that vibration goes up and your life changes automatically. But you gotta keep at it. That's the hardest part. The steps are easy, but the action is hard because the emotions and the words that we're bombarded with and all the stuff on social media, everything that's hitting us today. But look, stop. Don't take it to heart. All the less than useful. Just say, ask the question, what's in this thing I'm reading that's positive? What is going to be the outcome? Because when there's a lot of pain going on and the pleasure isn't right in front of your face, when there's a big, huge storm, is where the greatest change for good happens. And some of the good that people are verbalizing is not the good that's going to happen. They're they're living in some kind of strange bubbly world that it doesn't exist except if you want to be totally controlled by somebody else and your purpose gets squashed, your meaning in life gets squashed, and your energy gets squashed when the government and other people manage your life. You're done. Don't let that happen. You'll regret it if you do. You look at the people of Venezuela, Cuba, Russia. Why do they want to come to our wonderful, free country. You have the option, and there's other free countries in the world, to find that meaning in your life, ramp it up, power it up, do what you got to do. And one thing you can do right now is subscribe. Subscribe here on YouTube, LinkedIn, follow, engage, say hi, ask us how the stepping up and stepping out, making 2021 your best year yet, still has a couple of months in here to do it. I don't know about you. I will tell you about me. I am at my worst when I'm just sitting around really doing nothing. I mean that is the pleasure in life. When I shut off, I shut totally off. Give me the sunshine. Give me a swimming pool. I don't mind exercising. I enjoy it because I always feel better after. When I eat the worst, like I'm really, I don't want to do it, but I know my body is screaming, give me strength. Please take care of me. And I go out, I ride my bike at 10 o'clock at night. I'm tired. But when I'm done the next morning, oh my God, I wake up so refreshed. But I was tired. So I'm not the proponent of, well, when you're tired, rest. I mean, I am to a degree, like if it's in the middle of the day, but at the end of the night, and my body is screaming, stretch, move. You got to get exercise. Maybe you ate dinner late. Peter, I'm talking to myself. Yes, self talk, folks, is very important. And it's very dangerous if we use the wrong words. That's why words matter. Your purpose, get it clear. Write a list. Ground yourself. Keep your perspective. Don't let all that noise get you. And you made it this far in life. You may not be at really where you want to be in life, but I can tell you through experience, there is always a bright light, but you gotta clear away the all the bush, and you gotta clear away the garbage to get to that bright light that's there at the end of the tunnel. Doesn't have to be the end of the tunnel, at the other side of the forest, that it seems so dark now. I mean, had a very, very, very dark time in my life. I used to drink a lot, and it was really fun in the beginning, like it all was. But actually, I was thinking just a couple days ago, like how deep I went and how my life changed, really, whole attitude, everything from the drinking and some drugs. I'm like, wow, I could have done it different. Yeah, I could have. I didn't. I did what I did. And what can I do? I can take the opportunity away and say, so where are the rough edges? This is like 35 years ago, 38, almost 40 years ago. I'm like, when I stopped, but why did I stop? How did I stop? How did I recover from 12 years of solid nonstop party? I felt so bad, really bad, awful, looking up to see the bottom. People say, "Oh, I hit the bottom. You hit the bottom." Well, you probably did. You probably went the same place. It doesn't matter. It's just my perspective was. I listened to it. I listened to it. It's how I felt. Is that we hit our bottom. It's like the worst time in our life. And I said, oh, man, if you only knew. But I know your pain could be as bad as mine was. That I felt like I hit the bottom and I crashed right through. Crashed. And it was dark. And I looked up and there was the bottom up there. That's how bad I felt. And it's a mind thing for me to picture it in my mind that I just didn't hit the bottom. I went way back beyond it. And why do I tell you that? Because it was so emotionally uh engaging that I felt so bad, uh, and I didn't like how I felt. And I said, Peter, you're better than this. You got to do something. You got to do something with your life. You got to do something. Do you want to feel this pain so long? Or just check out at this point? There was a time where I wanted to. I felt so much, but that didn't happen often. But I felt so bad that I needed to do something. I knew what action I needed to take. I didn't take it, but then I just enough was enough, and I took the action. Oh man! And after that, it was nothing but pain for like another 10 or 12 years. Because if you go in the woods 12 miles or 12 years, you got to come out 12 years or 12 miles. And there's lots of bruises and scratches that got to heal mentally too. I managed to get out alive. Stability, I don't know. I live my life my own way, which I'm encouraging you to do. And what did I find at that bottom when I looked up? I had that little glimmer of hope. A dim, dim coal, a fire that used to burn so bright inside, was reduced to a glimmer of of a glow inside, like that thing that saved me. And I turned it into a bonfire, a burning fire that has propelled my life forward. And my point of telling you that when you set your mind to anything, you can accomplish it. You can do it. You just refuse to lose. You just keep going. I don't care. You got no money? You got money. Doesn't matter. Because when you keep going and you have no money, money will show up. People will show up. People will help you. You think, you see, that's the problem with us as people is we get in our own heads and we think we know it all. We think it's all right here, but nothing could be farther from the truth. We got to use our mind, which is connected to the universe, to God, to a higher power, to whatever it is that you're connected to. Call it what you want. It's fine. But whatever energy you engage in, you can ramp it up. You can generate your energy so hard. I can tell you, there were people that didn't want to talk to me very much in my first 2 years of trying to get my stuff together. I didn't want to talk to me. I was so raw. It was awful because I was very emotional, very intense. I just intense. I like move hard. I move fast, and all those things were so amplified. Oh my God, it was horrible. But I can laugh today, and so you can too. No matter where you are today, please don't give up. Sit down, as painful as it might be, and find a calm moment. Get connected, shut off the noise, just deep breathe. And that's one way to really do it is to, people think, oh, I need a cigarette. Because the deep breath is what relaxes them. It's not the cigarette, not the toxins or the stinky smoke. It's the deep breath. So find a place and take some deep breaths and do your very best to shut off the noise. If you can't, take the deep breath. Get something positive to read. Check back here. I've got over 1,000 videos on YouTube, actually 2,000. I mean, I've got them. There's lots of little tips. It's not that I have so much, but some of them are good, some of them aren't good. I mean, that's life, right? Some days are great, some days aren't so great. So that's the tool, is to change them. I mean, even in some of my moments that I don't feel like hopping on here, man, I hit the switch. Why? I developed that switch to raise my energy when I need it. You can too. And now is the time to start. Write your purpose down, give your life meaning, and make a list of things that you like to do that energize you and start doing those. What excites you? Who are the people you like to talk to? Who are the people you want to engage in that lift you up? I'm really a loner, and I love the ocean, like solitude, connected with the sun, the moon, and the stars. And I like people, but I when people show their resistance to improving their own lives, oh, that doesn't work. I tried that before. No kidding. I have tried things hundreds of times, but I never stopped. Why? Because it worked for that guy or that girl or those people over there. It was written in this book that it's proven that it said, what do I do? I use references where the person who wrote it had a definitive result. And then I do it. And I won't quit because I know I have faith that it worked for them. It will work for me too. And the pain that I went through and the times and the anxiety, and I couldn't even at one point I couldn't even decide what shirt to put on for 30 minutes, two identical shirts, one green, one blue. I couldn't make a decision. Today I make some of the toughest decisions. No problem. No worries, as the saying goes. You just know everything is gonna be okay. It's always okay. It's our head that says it isn't. So we got to separate. We got to make a gap between our thinking and our ability to view our thinking. That's a whole nother course. That's a whole nother thing that I have as a monthly course, the Mind Management Monthly program that you'll be able to engage in. It'll be out there in the next month. So you can start 2022 with the hors d'oeuvre if you have just starting here in 2021 to kickstart yourself. Give your life the meaning and live into the meaning that you really have. And take yourself up and give yourself value and purpose, your purpose, and energize yourself, your moments, your body, your mind. Hit the switch of centeredness, silent. Hit the switch of energy. If it's not there, move, breathe, generate your energy, and you can do anything you want to do. You can. I have we have seen so many different people in the world go from like 0 to 100 because they never quit and they took the action. Just take the action. Just click on the link. We're going to have PDFs here for you to download, just simple questions, not complicated. You don't have to get complicated. Life is simple. When you take a handful, I've got 9. You take a handful plus another part of the hand of actions, then your life will change exponentially. I am the proof. And I actually have to, when I look back way beyond my dreams, have I lived my life? And you can too. So I'm here to encourage you to click on the link, join us, join me, and join yourself. Engage. Leave all the noise behind and really get in your own head, get in your own space on the positive side of it, and extract, make a list of all the good things you've ever done. That'll lift you up. Look, even if it's 2 or 3, you say, well, I never really accomplished it. Small, medium, large. All the big things, little things in a day. Like you said you're going to do something, and usually you don't do it, but today you did it. And it's a little thing like you pick up the phone and you make a call to a certain person. Give yourself credit. Give yourself credit for doing that thing. The credits start building up, and you're like, wait, man, I'm taking some action here. And after months of time of every day, you do like one more thing. Yesterday, I took one action. Today, I took two. And tomorrow, I'll take four. Really simple. Scale up. Scale up your life. This is Peter Studd saying, make your life the sculpture it should be, that you know it can be. Stepping up and stepping out, making 2021 your best year yet. And there's time, plenty of time. And if you've been sticking with us, just ramp it up, take it to the next level. A little more, something a little bit at a time is doable. Turns into something big over time for you, yourself, your family, your friends, your life, and your whole community. Because when you feel better and other people see you feeling better, they are like curious. They want to know, and you can help them too. We gotta help each other, especially today. This is Peter Studd saying, "Hey, I'll see you later. I'll see you on the full moon." And you can engage on any of the links that we have below and find out more about the stepping up, stepping out life journey to propel yourself forward.